Tonight on Connecticut News Station, 2 court appearances impacting multiple lives.
The man accused of killing State Trooper Aaron Pelletier in a hit-and-run crash facing numerous charges.
All U.S. and state flags across Connecticut at half-staff to honor Trooper Pelletier.
The police community mourning the loss of their colleague. We'll have the latest reaction from across the state.
Meanwhile, in Stamford, the children of Jennifer Farber-Dulos speaking for the first time about the anguish and pain they felt since their mother disappeared.
She is still somewhere in my heart. However, I will never be the same person as I was in Connecticut. All this loss is because of Michelle Troconis.
Tonight, Michelle Troconis now knows how long she'll spend behind bars.
Count charging conspiracy to commit murder.
We have team coverage on both major stories right now on Connecticut's news station.
Now at 10, this is Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
We begin tonight in Stamford, where just over 5 years after the presumed murder of Jennifer Farber-Dulos, the only person convicted in her disappearance learned her fate in court. Thanks for joining us on the Fox 61 News at 10. I'm Brent Harden.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. Michelle Troconis was sentenced to 14.5 years and 5 years of probation.
Troconis was convicted on 6 counts earlier this year, but this morning, the first thing the judge did was throw out her charge of conspiracy to commit tampering with physical evidence, dropping her maximum possible sentence by 5 years to 45. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc has been on the trial since the very beginning and was there when the sentence was handed down. She has more from outside Stamford Superior Court.
The decision from the judge coming down after hours of emotional, raw statements from people whose lives have forever been changed by Jennifer's death. That, of course, includes her 5 young children speaking publicly for the very first time. Now, we also heard from Michelle Troconis' daughter and the defendant herself.
The following sentences are going to run concurrently.
After a 5-year wait, Michelle Troconis learning her fate.
20 years, execution suspended after 14.5 years, 5 years probation.
Moments before, the defendant spoke up.
I deeply regret ever being in a relationship with Fotis Dulos.
The judge making his decision after hours of victim impact statements.
Your Honor, I understand that sitting over there is a mother with a child and a family who love her. My mom once had that. We once had that, and she helped destroy it.
One by one, all 5 Dulos children pouring their hearts out for the judge, remembering and honoring their mom, Jennifer Farber-Dulos.
She was my favorite person in the world, my role model.
Sharing their pain publicly for the first time since their mother was taken from them on May 24th, 2019.
Mom and Dad are words that only bring trauma and grief. I feel scared that it will happen again and again to everyone I love most.
Begging the judge to give a harsh sentence for Troconis, the woman convicted of conspiring with their dad to murder their mother.
An appropriate sentence, Your Honor, would be 50 years, 10 years for each child who lost their mother that day.
Behind the children, an army of Jennifer's close friends, supporting them and speaking out for her, as they have for 5 years.
We don't even have the comfort of knowing where she is. Where is she, Michelle?
Troconis staring straight ahead until her friends and family got their turn to speak, including her own daughter.
I am begging you to listen. I need my mom in my life.
A family that feels Troconis is paying for somebody else's crime.
The trial has taught all of us that Fotis Dulos, the man we met and thought was a good man and worthy of my sister, was not what he portrayed to us.
Now, Troconis' defense attorney says he is now starting the appeal process. He says he will file the notice of appeal within the next couple of weeks. We are in Stamford. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And a representative for Jennifer's family released a statement following the verdict, thanking the judge for his ruling and saying, quote, "For us, there is some relief in knowing the defendant will serve substantial time for her crimes starting now. This painful chapter has to come to a close. But the legal process continues and none of it will bring Jennifer back." End quote. All right, it's been a day now since Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier was killed in the line of duty.
Earlier this afternoon, his brothers and sisters in blue formed a procession riding with his body as it was transferred from the office of the chief medical examiner in Farmington to a funeral home in Southington. Law enforcement from all over the region gathered to support Troop H as they mourn their loss. But the show of support is also coming from people who don't wear the uniform. Listen to this touching moment from the Connecticut Sun this afternoon.
Please join the Sun organization now in a moment of silence in the honor and memory of a life gone far too soon, Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier.
I love you, Aaron.
And Mohegan Sun Arena was silent as people reflected on Trooper Pelletier making the ultimate sacrifice, serving the people of Connecticut. Tonight, we saw the man accused of killing Trooper Pelletier in a hit-and-run crash on I-84 yesterday afternoon.
Alex Oyola Sanchez went before a judge from a hospital bed. Here's Fox 61's Matt Caron with the details.
Alex Oyola Sanchez is 44 years old, but he didn't actually know how old he was when state police asked him. And that may be because he admitted to investigators that he was on a cocktail of fentanyl, cocaine, and other drugs when he crashed into Trooper Pelletier.
Do you have any questions about your rights today, sir?
¿Usted tiene una pregunta con respecto a sus derechos hoy, señor? No, it's fine.
It's our first look at the man who allegedly crashed into Trooper Aaron Pelletier. Arraigned from his hospital bed with a Spanish interpreter, Alex Oyola Sanchez is from Puerto Rico, living in Connecticut for the past 11 years, homeless with a third-grade education, sleeping in the same red unregistered pickup truck that killed Trooper Pelletier on a traffic stop on I-84 Thursday.
He's self-employed, working housekeeping and maintenance.
We learned Oyola Sanchez has a lengthy and violent criminal past.
He does have additional charges from the FBI.
Charges that range from gun and drug violations to attempted homicide and even
2007, third-degree murder, 6 years to serve.
Fox 61 obtained the incident report. Oyola Sanchez, whose address is listed here on Zion Street in Hartford, told investigators that on the day of the crash, he injected fentanyl and cocaine, fell asleep in his truck, woke up and bought an illegal pill, then drove to Waterbury for a job, striking Trooper Pelletier on his drive back.
The loss of his life is unacceptable, and a bond of a seriously high nature needs to be set based upon this defendant's previous conduct.
According to investigators, a witness who saw the crash followed Oyola Sanchez as he fled. Catching up to him, she rolled down her window and yelled, "You just hit a state trooper." Oyola Sanchez replied, "I know," telling police later he did not mean to do it. Back in court, squabbling over the defendant's bond, the judge weighed in.
The court will set the bond in the amount of $1.5 million.
I did speak over the phone today with that witness who followed Oyola Sanchez. She's obviously very shaken up, but she told me that she's at least happy she was in the right place at the right time and was able to deliver some justice to Trooper Pelletier's family. Oyola Sanchez will be back in court next on June 6th. Reporting in New Britain, Matt Caron, Fox 61, Connecticut's news station.
And Connecticut State Police say Trooper First Class Aaron Pelletier's cruiser will be outside the Della Vecchia funeral home in Southington until he is officially laid to rest. The public is welcome to go there and pay respects. State police have also identified a GoFundMe started by friends of the Pelletiers to support the family. We've seen many donations of $536. That was his badge number. We have a link to the GoFundMe page on our website, fox61.com. State police say it is the only one approved by the family.
Right now, New Haven police are on scene of a shooting. They say a young person was hurt. This happened on Gough Street near County Street. We don't know the exact age of the person, although we do know they're expected to recover. Anyone with information about the incident is asked to contact police.
And state police are investigating a fatal crash on the Gold Star Memorial Bridge. It happened yesterday around 6:45 p.m. They say a 2014 Ford Edge had a mechanical issue, stopped in the southbound lane, and was hit by an armored truck. 76-year-old Evelyn Dement was sitting in the back of the Ford. She suffered serious injuries and died at the hospital. Another passenger had minor injuries. State police are still investigating and ask anyone who witnessed that crash to give them a call.
Now, the Fox 61 Weather Watch with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank.
Got a taste of sun out there today and warmer temperatures, and that will continue right into the first weekend of June. It's also the start of meteorological summer, the warmest quarter of the year, and boy, it will start off feeling like summer, that's for sure. Right now, we're looking at temperatures that are still close to the 70-degree mark, upper 60s, Hartford, New Haven, 62 though in Waterbury, and it will be another very refreshing night out there. Not quite as chilly as it was last night into this morning, but still, if you want to open up the windows, it is a great night for that. Tomorrow, we are waking up to sunshine, another refreshing start to the day. By lunchtime, we're looking at temperatures climbing into the mid to upper 70s, and we're seeing high temperatures tomorrow that feel like summer, with highs in the lower and even middle 80s as we head through the afternoon. We see a similar day just like it on Sunday, with some showers as we head into later Sunday night. But if you're a fan of this warmth, you're going to like the forecast for next week too. We'll break it down for you, your full forecast coming up.